Arrowhead just screamed in pain. And Aero, why don't you go ahead and take 3 points of necrotic damage.
Am I able to react to this in any way?
Well, why don't we roll initiative then? Okay, you're going to take another 3 points of necrotic damage, Aero. Then it is Wyatt's turn. So Wyatt, you're inside of the doorway that leads outside of the ship, and you see Aero kind of in like the grass there that's outside of the door. So her right hand is open, and her left hand is attached to this violin, and there are these black sort of misty tentacles coming out of it. Seems like she's stuck in this sort of position as she's screaming out in pain.
So I'm going to use my turn to get as close to her as possible. Okay, so I'm going to run up to her, and I'm going to say, what's wrong, Aero?
I'm going to scream. It's him.
Who is him?
It's Asmodeus. It's the demon that was possessing my sister.
So, the king of hell was possessing your sister.
Yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah. Where is your sister now? Do you know?
I think she's still with Taryn. I say this like grunting in pain because I'm like hurting pretty bad right now.
How can I help you?
I don't know. I think I need to get this thing out of my hand.
So then next is Aero.
I'm going to try to... Can I try to drop it? I'm going to try to drop the violin.
Yeah, so you try to drop it, and it seems like it's stuck to your hand.
Okay, then I'm going to Valari, my sword. It's a 2. Flies towards your hand at double speed. Take 1d6 damage. And can I, like, try to catch it in the violin hand?
Yeah.
Can I, like, try to catch it through the violin?
Yeah.
Then I do that.
Okay,
And
so...
take 3 damage.
Yeah, so that damage is going to be halved because you're taking it through the violin. I mean, it's still going through your hand, but the blow is softened, so whatever damage you roll for that. So when the sword flies back to your hand and through it, it looks like some of these black tendrils start to recede back into the violin. They were probably up to maybe your bicep, and now they're down to your forearm.
I scream in pain. I think that's all I can do on this turn. I guess I would try to move closer to where people would be.
Pretty much everybody was on the inside of the ship.
I don't know. I think probably I would think it's a bad idea to bring whatever this is into the base. So I guess I would say to Wyatt, can you get help?
All right, ma'am.
It's Shizeno's turn.
I would follow Wyatt out.
Yeah, so you're next to Wyatt then. And Aero.
Run over and try to pull the sword out.
Say to Shizeno, no, I need this. Don't take this.
What?
Try to get the violin out of my hand. I can't get the violin out of my hand.
Okay, pull the violin out of her hand then.
As you go to reach for the violin, the tendrils sort of like come out from the front of it and try to go towards the back, but then they don't go like into your skin or anything, but they're like around your hands as you try to pull this out. Yeah, but it seems like it's stuck to Aero's hand.
I don't know anything about math. Anything I can do. And I won't do anything, but I'm not going to go anywhere.
Abby's turn.
I'm going to try a dispel magic. So anything a third or lower level spell is instantly dispelled. If it's 4th or higher, I have to roll for it. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. I'm going to use my 15 portent for the day. Plus 4 is 19 total.
Yeah, so then it dispels. These squirming ebony tentacles go back into the violin, and the sword is still through her hand, so it's hanging on the sword now.
I dispelled the magic. If you just want to, I guess deal with the sword at this point, and that's it.
We'll say we're out of initiative for now.
Then I pull the sword out of my hand, and I throw the violin on the ground and smash it with the sword.
You slice this thing clean in half.
Okay. Does anything happen?
Nope, just seems like you sliced it in half.
All right. Now what do we do with it?
I don't know. I don't know what the heck that was. I was hearing some voices coming out of it, and I just wanted to know what was going on, so I made a deal with it, and obviously it did not honor its end of the deal.
Yes.
Technically, he did keep his end of the deal.
What was the deal?
The deal was that if I could throw my sword a certain amount of feet away from me, that it would tell me its name. He said his name was Asmodeus.
The king of the 9 hells?
Yeah, he said his name was Asmodeus, so he said that my sword was protecting me, and when I threw it, he took that opportunity to try to take what I'm assuming is control of my body, like he was doing with my sister.
But I wouldn't assume that he has any other motivation besides just wanting Perilous and her sister's soul, correct?
Yeah.
A long time ago in my family history, some people made deals with Asmodeus that every few generations, the souls of their children would be given to him as tribute in exchange for infinite wealth.
Well, that explains a lot.
And apparently, me and my sister are the next ones who are basically up for tribute to him.
Yeah. Well, that's tricky.
I don't know why he was able to get my sister and not me. But when he came out just now, he did mention that the sword was protecting me.
I mean, it may make sense to go see your sister and talk to her, see what she knows about the subject.
That might be a good thing. Yeah, I think it would probably be pretty beneficial to me to maybe find out more about my sword.
Right.
That's the thing, is I don't really know, because like the only people that knew anything about it was my dad's family, and as far as I know, they're all dead. I thought it might be a moonblade based on what I was told by the Lady of Waterdeep, and so I asked Erilyn about a moonblade, and she showed me hers, but my blade wasn't the same as a regular moonblade, so she wasn't sure what it was and didn't really know who I could ask.
What exactly is a moonblade, and how does it differ from a regular magical sword?
I actually don't know. I didn't ask about what a moonblade really is.
I feel like this is my family's whole, or at least my stepdad's whole thing.
Yeah, actually, you know that some of them actually have been found in Evermeet, but a lot of the times they are these like elven blades that are, you know, passed down. They usually have like different abilities granted into them with like elven magic. You've probably seen Erilyn's. You would know that the glyphs that are on her sword are like the names of old like elves, probably are the ones that previously held her sword. Yeah, and they imbued it with like a special ability before passing it on.
Pass that along to everybody.
Hey, Aero, it seems like other moonblades have the names of their previous wielders etched into the blade. Can you read the etchings or the runes in that are on your blade?
I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a couple eyes on the blade that look like, I don't know, they look like demonic. Every time I use it, one of its magical abilities, one of the eyes closes, and there is an inscription on it in Celestial that says Ploppy. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says.
Ploppy?
Yeah, in Celestial.
And I'm guessing you don't know who Ploppy is.
I was not even sure that Ploppy was a person.
That's funny. Who's Ploppy? I'll say, anybody here know anyone by the name of Ploppy?
No.
All right. Well, that's one more mystery for us to solve, I guess. All right. Well, once we get back from this mission, we'll definitely have to pay a visit to your sister. Talk to her about her experience. Make sure to rest up, Aero. Make sure to get that wound looked at before our next mission, because we need you fresh and ready for whatever we have coming at us.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm going to use a cure wounds on Aero. You get 10 health back.
Unfortunately.
Oh, because of the necrotic damage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you go to cast this spell. The wound from the sword closes up, but these like other festering wounds from the tentacles don't go away. So you heal for 1 HP, Aero.
It took me long enough just to be able to heal people a little bit, so that's definitely beyond me.
Well, if you wake up and it still hasn't fixed itself, I would definitely go see Sal. He'll definitely know what to do.
Okay, I'll go see him.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to Erilyn about our sphere puzzle. If y'all want to join me, you can, and I'll head towards Erilyn's office.
She is not in there.
Is there any indication of where she went?
No. You search all of like the places where she's normally at, like the edges of the bubble, looking at mushrooms sometimes, or examining like the plant life, ordering people on like how to stack things or move things around. She's not at any of those places. So on a whim, you go over to your sauna, and she's in there.
Hey, Erilyn, can I pick your mind for a second?
Sure, yeah.
So, we put the Electrum Sphere in the indent, right? We tried to put some magic into it, and it didn't work. But I am assuming, like the other Electrum objects, we need some sort of additional piece added to it before it works. And the indents that I see in the Electrum Sphere are an indented band and an indent like a sewing needle. Do you have any idea what that might mean?
Sounds like we need some sort of sewing needle, I guess. But yeah, I've never come across any sort of magical sewing needle. I know that Abby helped us find the other pieces that like slots and stuff that we needed around here that were like under the ground and stuff, but no, we never came across anything like that.
All right. Do you know anybody who might know anything about a special sewing needle? Does anybody have like seamstress parents or something?
Not to my knowledge, no.
All right. So what should we do? Should we just leave it be for now?
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have to send Team 3 on a little research mission when we get back.
All right. I'll leave it up to them then.
I'm gonna go find what's the guy's name? The paladin.
Sal.
I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna go look for him.
I would be sticking with Aero at this point, just in case any new magic suddenly explodes out of her or something that I might need to dispel or whatever.
I would go to Pie Gut's hole in the wall then.
Yeah, Aero, you find Sal in Team 3's room. It looks like he's like bouncing a ball off of the wall and then catching it. Seems kind of bored.
I'd say, hey, I try to get his attention.
He looks towards you and then the ball hits him in the head. And he's like, oh, hey.
Hey, sorry about that.
Except the ball.
I heard that you maybe would know some sort of restoration magic.
Yeah. Would
you be able to help me out? I got some necrotic damage on my arm.
Oh, yeah, that looks a little nasty. Yeah, I mean, normally I'd be able to do that, but I don't have the materials for the greater restoration that I have. Do you happen to have any diamond dust on you?
No, I don't. Do you know where I could get that?
Jeweler, probably.
Okay. So if I were to find some diamond dust and bring it to you, you could help me though?
Yeah, it's kind of expensive. It's like I'm saving up so that I can have some on hand, but yeah, I don't have enough right now.
Diamond dust worth at least 100 GP.
Guess I'll let you know if I come into some diamond dust.
Okay, cool. Or I mean, diamonds work too. We just smush them together with some other diamonds to get some dust.
Okay.
Do you think it'll get worse, or will it just stay like this?
I mean, in my experience, it'll stay like that. But a good night's sleep can help. It looks like you got some necrotic damage there.
Oh, so if I go lay down, it'll go away. Just like I said.
So it's like I can either sleep or give you 100 GP worth of diamond dust. Which one will I choose?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything super urgent. Although I would try to avoid however you got that from happening again.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably pretty unlikely that it would happen again. I just didn't know if it was something that got worse as time went on.
No, good night's sleep should be fine. Those will scab right up.
Well, thanks. Sounds
Yeah.
great. So I'd thank him for his time, and then I'd go. You know what? I haven't used the sauna yet. I'm gonna go join the sauna.
Oh, the
All right.
moisture is going to be great for those scabs.
Shizeno, you make it down towards to Pygot's hole in the wall and the embassy. It's basically nighttime now.
Do I see either of them at Gut's?
You don't see them at Pygot's now.
Wait, actually, didn't they separate building? Didn't they?
Yeah, they started putting the floor in the actual embassy building.
I'll go check over there then.
Yeah, you go over there and you see about 5 or 6 people building stairs onto the other levels. Before there was when you left, they were working on putting wooden ladders up, and then now they're putting in stairs instead. But you don't see either of them there.
All right, I'll just walk up to anyone who looks important.
Yeah, these all look like workers mostly. Nobody in armor or anything.
All right, I'll just pick a random person then and ask if it's seen.
They say, yeah, they came in here a couple hours ago to kind of give us a little bit of instruction, but then I think they went over to the barracks that they're working on. So, and then they kind of point out in the direction of where that is.
Thank you. And I'll head that way.
Yeah, so you go over there, and yeah, you see them both training on some dummies. They were training pretty hard. They're both pretty sweaty. They see you come in, and they sit on a little picnic table that's covered by a little hide tent.
Yeah, I'll sit with them.
Yeah, so they seem pretty worn out from training. Oh, you seem to be handling this winter a lot better than us. This is we were sparring and we were still chilled to the bone.
I didn't realize it was cold.
They look around at some piles of snow that they've pushed up against the edges of the area. That's kind of weird.
More money for the embassy. So I just wanted to catch up with you all.
Oh, yeah. We had orders from the Emperor a little bit ago. They kind of caught wind that we were working on stuff, and they told us to stop doing all the building and let the peasants kind of take care of that. So, orders are orders.
And do we still need to pay?
Well, the good thing is a lot of them won't need to be paid because they're kind of getting free housing here, at least for now. So free labor is good. But the money can go to, getting supplies and stuff. So
I think I'll just hold 12 gold in my hand and be like, I don't know what to do.
well, you can whatever you did last time, drop it off at the little bank that we have set up for WA. They'll handle that.
Do they seem like they're done with their training?
Yeah, they're like resting now.
I'm gonna head over there now then.
Yeah, so the last time it was just like a wooden shack with like some metal bars in front, and now it looks like this building has gotten like a little bit longer, and there are multiple of these like shacks essentially in a row, but it's inside of this metal plated long house now. So there's like a few different people there counting money behind some barred rooms with little slots to talk to them.
And I'll walk up to whichever one is open.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty much open. But they all look like each of them are busy counting stacks of coins.
First one I see then.
They say, "Oh, yeah, what can I do to help you?"
I've got money for the Emperor.
Oh, yeah, hand that over, and they just slide out a metal box.
Dump 12 gold in there.
I'm like, okay, I will take that, and then they turn around and start counting it and writing down the amount.
I'm gonna stand there awkwardly, wait for them to ask my name.
No, they didn't.
Walk away.
Okay.
Some recognition with the Emperor, but I won't push it.
Yeah, it seems like the feeling you get here is that kind of similar to how you felt being around the palace, around all of the shoguns kind of like treated you this way. And then like after you got your armor from the Emperor, they sort of showed a little bit of respect, and then like after a few weeks that kind of like faded, and then they sort of started treating you the same way again. So it kind of brings back feelings of that.
I'll probably right in the sauna, honestly.
We're all congregating in the sauna.
You see Shizeno around the sort of end of like when you're finishing up in the sauna, you see Shizeno kind of go into there as the embers are starting to die down on the hot stones. Is Abby also inside of the sauna?
Yeah, I guess I would. At some point, I was going to ask Aero if she wanted me to scry on her sister, now that I can talk with whoever I'm looking at.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going to say, whenever we're done here, we can go to our room, so it's a little more private. I'm not exactly sure what you would want to talk about, but maybe not in this very tight space with everybody around. It's up to you, though.
Okay, yeah, we can go do that.
Okay.
So yeah, just as Shizeno was walking in, Aero and Abby are leaving the sauna.
Come on in. You're all welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
I was waiting for Abby to say something, but
Oh, we're leaving.
yeah,
I
Abby.
thought you were coming in.
No, it's you coming in, me and Aero are leaving.
That makes more sense. They're to hang out with Wyatt. So Wyatt is staying.
Yes.
Yes.
Arrow are leaving. So I'll just wave.
Yeah, I'd give
wanna
you
go?
a smile and wave as we head out. I'll hold the door.
Before we get into what Aero and Abby do, I'd probably ask Shizeno. I'd ask her, so what have you been up to? Anything fun?
I'll just give my money to the embassy.
Giving your money to the embassy?
Yes.
You didn't
Yeah.
do any of it?
N-
I'm going to assume you said no. And I'm going to then say, what about if we need, what if you need better weapons or better armor or meat, sweet meat, or even like maybe just a ride somewhere? What happens then?
What about sweet meat? If I need food or anything, the Harpers will help me out. But as far as armor goes, the Emperor's there. I don't need anything.
I'll give you some advice. Maybe you should start, saving up a little bit. Take that from someone who had almost no savings for most of his life. It's definitely a good thing to have a little bit of change pocketed just in case, in case of emergency. You know what I mean?
Aero and Abby are in the Team 2 barracks.
Is the violin the only thing of your sister's that you had?
Yeah.
Could I see part of it, I guess? So I'll use that along with my crystal ball of true seeing. She's going to have to make a wisdom saving throw.
She's gonna fail.
But there's now an invisible sensor within 10 feet of her. I can see with true sight and hear her, but also since I put that new runes into it, I can also communicate with her. Does she look like conscious? Is she asleep? Is she like in some magical stasis.
Yeah, she is on like this board. They have their arms and legs and shackles in like an X formation. And you can see on these shackles are magical wards. It looks like there's also like a ward on the floor in front of her. And there are some candelabras lit. It seems like she's in some sort of circular shaped room. There's a desk across from her and some bookshelves.
It's within 30 feet, so the sensor's within 10 feet. It's telepathic communication, so it's probably going to be weird to just be talking in her head. It's going to be like, hi, don't panic. I'm one of Aero's friends. I'm not sure if you remember encountering us recently, but your sister just wanted me to check in on you. Are you okay?
She's unconscious, but she like you see her like move and like mumble a little bit.
And yeah, I'll say to Aero, it looks like she's mostly unconscious right now. She seems pretty weak. She has some spells on her ward. It seems like a lot of warding magic, I assume, to keep Asmodeus off of her or out of her. Or she's alive. She seems okay, but she's definitely seen better days, I assume.
Okay. Wow, that sounds terrible. Is she like responsive at all, or?
When I tried talking to her, she seemed a little confused. She was mumbling out loud. I couldn't really make anything out of it, but she knew I was there and she was trying to respond. So probably
to know that at least she's okay.
Yeah, it probably took a lot out of her to be possessed or charmed or whatever it was by the King of the Nine Hells.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we can try again some other time.
Yeah, we can. I mean, unless there's something more pressing that I need to check out, you can do this once a day.
All right. Thank you for the help. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. And I drop the scrying.
How long does the scrying usually last?
10 minutes.
All right, so the night comes to an end, and everybody goes to sleep. They'll wake up, and basically the morning of the next day, you will have to. Well, actually, tonight you'll have to start packing up stuff that you want to bring on the long journey, so that way you can kind of go early in the morning.
Gave us permission to take and attune to the shields, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd probably go and find one and attune to it.
The way that these work is one person can be attuned to two of them, but you have to have either Abby's earring or Aero's necklace in order to use it as like the focus of this. So essentially, Abby and Aero can control how they work right now, at least, and so each of them can control two and like make the bubble thing. So it just depends on if they have the thing on themselves to make the shield, or if somebody else has it, they control the shield thing. So if you were to attune to it, you'd have to have one of their things, and then you would be able to control two of them.
So I can't boost my armor class by just like attuning to one. I have to have...
Because you have to put the object into it and attune to it in order to be able to control it.
Okay, so what you're saying is only two people can be attuned to any of them at a time, regardless of whether they're attuned to one or two.
The process attunes two of them because
Two.
the indentation is split between two of the plates.
Okay, so basically only two people can use the plate's abilities, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so no, then I probably wouldn't do that, because I believe Aero and Abby are already using them, right?
I was going to say, I believe like I could give you one and then keep one, but I'm in control of it, not you.
Right. So then as a reaction, Abby could
Yeah, it would be my reaction, but on your turn.
Okay.
So you could get the benefits. You would just not waste your reaction. It would be my reaction should you be attacked.
Right. And you'd have to be close enough for Abby to be able to react to whatever's happening to you.
Yeah.
Is there any benefit for Abby to have two?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, so I don't necessarily have to be attuned to it in order to use it. I'm in order for Abby to use it on me, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would make the most sense for Abby to just have it and then give it to whoever might need it the most in the moment, correct?
Yeah, I was going to say there's 4 of us, so me and Aero could each have one. You guys could each have one. I also have the shield spell myself. I have Resilient Sphere I could cast on like my turn. So like
And I would say
5 or 6 shields potentially.
yeah, so I would probably say if we're gathering for like breakfast or lunch, I'd probably discuss that with everyone. So can we just say that everyone kind of gathers for breakfast in the morning? So Aero and Abby, I've been thinking about the shields that you two have, and I think they can be split apart and given to other people, and that would allow you to protect them. You probably already figured this out, but I was thinking that it might make sense to split it up between us, just so that we have a little bit of extra protection for everyone. And I'm gonna say, what do y'all think?
Yeah, you can definitely have one of mine. I mean, you're typically more likely to be, in the fray right up against somebody than I am. So I have other spells I could cast to protect me. So if things looked really bad, I mean, you could even have both.
Oh, thank you, Abby. Thank you kindly. I will take one of them for now. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I give you one for now.
Aero, how do you feel about giving Shizeno one of yours?
Yeah, sure thing. And I would offer one up to Shizuno.
I would probably try and relax as much as possible, so probably spend a good amount of time eating meats and checking out the sauna and relaxing in the sauna, and then I'd probably start packing later in the day.
Yeah, I would write yet another letter to my dad, trying to be as enthusiastic and exuberant as possible about, we just came across this artifact and it seems to a lot of people to be related to moonblades and elven artifacts and all this history, and could they be related? Could this be some lost treasure that somebody took? Who knows? Just trying to make it sound as both vague and interesting to him as possible. And if there could be any time in the near future where maybe we could meet him somewhere along the coast, if he happens to be in town somewhere, or if it would be better to come home if we had free time, or just kind of inquiring in general about it.
I would just be hanging out in the common areas and drinking.
Yeah, so night approaches, everybody goes to sleep, y'all wake up, and you can hear everybody kind of bustling about, going outside of the bubble and grabbing crates and barrels and stuff, and then coming back for more stuff.
Okay, well, I will join in.
Yeah, I was going to say I would
I ain't no
help
slacker.
as much as I can with my 8 strength.
Yeah, you see Erlen kind of directing what stuff goes on which cart outside of the bubble, and you see 2 carriages. Each has 2 horses, and these look like pretty beefy, sturdy horses. Looks like they can carry a lot and move pretty fast. So you'll make a quicker travel than your usual trips. Both the carriages get loaded up with lots of supplies, but it looks like there's still a decent amount of room on the sides for y'all to kind of sit on stuff, and for either somewhere between 1 and 3 people to sit at the front of the carriage as well. Erlen says, so we'll be splitting up into 2 groups, and I will be traveling with Team 3. Kira and Gizmo will be coming on my carriage. Team 2, you will be traveling with Varen and Matrim.
Do I see who she's speaking of?
Yeah, so you know that Varen is the orc, mercenary guy, and Matrim is the short human bard.
All right, let's get on that road, baby.
Yeah, so y'all set down the tradeway to the southeast. You're passing by Pie Gut's hole in the wall and the embassy. The rest of you, other than Shizeno, notice that this place is really kind of come together, and it's sort of got a decent population to it now. You also notice they've made a pretty big dent in the misty forest of cutting down lots of trees.
Do I notice any sort of specific races or classes kind of populating the embassy?
A lot of them are humans. You see some mix in there of folks you would recognize from it's river spirit folk, and mostly it's people from the Crawdad clan. So lots of strong, muscly people.
I'll probably remark. I'll probably say, "Wow, this place is really coming together. Is this what you've been helping with, Shizeno?"
Yeah.
Well, good work. It's definitely a sight to behold. I'd probably ask Varen and Matrim. So Varen and Matrim, we haven't really gotten to talk very much, but what have y'all been up to? How has everything been going?
Matrim says, pretty good. I've been making regular trips to Waterdeep. I have kind of It's like a little person I'm sweet on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me about them. Who are they? What are they like?
They're a barmaid. Her name is Bonnie.
Have you, you know, sung for her before?
Well, that's actually that I went to the tavern that she works at to kind of make some extra cash on the side and get some intel while I was on a mission out there, and she noticed my lute playing. So
Do you think she feels the same about you?
yeah, I mean we have a sort of bond where we share some information with each other, and well, we have a little secret, but I'm not going to tell you it. So
Oh, wait. Oh, you have a secret. All right. All right. That makes sense. I mean, that's fine. Do you both, does she also play music? Does she like telling stories?
yeah,
Oh, she sounds wonderful. I hope things work out for you two.
yeah, me too.
And then I'll say, what about you, Varen? What have you been up to? Anything new in your life?
New, not really. I haven't really been up to anything new. I've just been kind of going on missions with Gizmo, and well, you probably don't want to know about any sort of bloodshed stuff. Humans are usually not too keen on that.
Are you talking about me? You think I'm a human? Oh, you're calling me a human. I don't. What do you say?
He says, are you not a human?
I mean, I could be.
So you're not a human.
I mean, how about you tell me about the bloodshed and then you can judge.
He says, all right. So this is so there was this group of like 6 dwarfs on these like ponies, right? They go around and they start, they're harassing people, getting too drunk. One of them, I think said his name was like Spider or something like that, and I don't know. They were just like going around harassing people, and things got out of hand. Somebody ended up throwing a bottle at somebody else, and might have got a little too heated. Turns out the guy that I beat to a pulp was wanted for murder anyway, so everything kind of worked itself out.
Did you just did you turn him in?
Well, the guards came there to break up the fight, which there wasn't much of a fight with me there, but then they recognized the guy. I don't know how they recognized him. His face was pretty beat up. Yeah.
Did you get the reward?
So I was gonna, but they were like, you can't just go around beating up people. So we just called it even. They looked the other way about me getting into fights, and they got the guy. So
I'll say that's quite a shame.
Yeah, I could have used a few more coins in my pocket.
I'll say I hear that, brother.
It starts to approach night. You hear Erilyn yell from the other carriage. Yeah, you guys are in back, and Erilyn's carriage is in front. She yells back that they're going to stop and pull off to the side of the road to set up camp. Yeah, so y'all are setting up camp, presuming. It's just on the side of the road. There's like a little grassy spot.
Unless something happens, I'll just, we'll probably have dinner and then go to bed. I wouldn't do anything special.
So before you're all going to bed, Erilyn starts talking about the rest of the journey and saying basically like how long it's going to take, all the different like stops along the way. She's talking about going through Borskire Bridge, then into the desert to an outpost in order to get more supplies, because you'll use up some on the way there, through like a mountain pass, through you'll have to sneak through Thay a little bit, the southern border of it, into some more mountains, and then you'll come out on the eastern side of this continent, and then you'll have to take a ship over to Wa. That's just her like reiterating the plan. If no one's doing anything, you'll go to sleep. Yeah, so you wake up and you start heading out.
Baron and Matrim, a question.
You're gonna ask them a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna say, have y'all sailed before?
Matrim says, I'm pretty familiar with ships. I take them a lot to, visit different places, when I'm not doing Harper stuff. But Varen over here has only gone on them for just for missions and stuff. So
I'll say, well, I've sailed quite a bit, so I'm excited about this this leg of the trip.
Varen says, yeah, I heard about your little trip there. You don't sail often, and y'all just headed out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, it ended up working out in the end. I'm pretty resourceful, so and my team is really great, and we work together really well. So luckily, nothing awful happened.
Yeah, fool's luck, I guess, huh?
I'll take that as a compliment.
Matrim is like playing a little song on his lute about Dragon Spear Castle. Varen says, "Oh yeah, this is a good one." He says, points up to the north. He says, "Dragon Spear Castle used to actually be right over here, past this like misty section here." And then, the place was already in ruins like years ago. But then I guess like the whole thing kind of just collapsed and fell into a sinkhole. To the north, it was like along the tradeway. It was overgrown for like a long time. So this old castle used to be right up here. But then got overgrown. Nobody's taking care of it, so it kind of fell in disrepair and ruins. And then one day it just kind of collapsed completely and got sucked up into the ground.
Who's saying this?
Veron. He's like noting the things that Matrim is like singing about.
Oh, I see. Oh, so they're like a little duo.
Well, it's more like Veron's heard this like a bunch of times, so he knows it like by heart. He's not necessarily annoyed by it, but it's like he's heard this one before.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily a conversation that like we're looking to have. It's just kind of he's like basically they're both tour guides and one of them's slightly more annoying than the other.
No, Matrim's just singing about this place because you're nearby where it was. And then Varen's like, yeah, I've heard this one, like, and he's giving you the information on it.
Okay. Would it like be weird in this situation for me to ask questions?
No.
Oh, I'll say, do you know who controlled the castle?
I'm pretty sure there was like some sort of necromancer at one point. They said there was like portals underneath of it. And that's probably why it collapsed. But I heard another story that there was like a minotaur that was under there, and that's why it collapsed. So, who knows with stories.
That's interesting. Do I know anything about? Would my character know anything about that?
You know of a minotaur?
Yes, I know of a minotaur.
No, I'm yeah, but that's kind of the closest thing that you would think about.
Just be taking in the sights. Been the first time in a while that I've really traveled around, and traveling something I did a lot as a kid, so it's nice to be out on the road going somewhere far away again. Like I know we go on adventures to places, but this is a much more extended across the continent.
Yeah, so you're starting to come up on some lands that are like a little bit more bumpy and hilly up ahead. That there's going to be, it's starting to get dark, and there's like some large hills starting to form down the tradeway. But Erlen calls out again and is like, all right, let's all take a rest for the night. Everybody make me a perception check. Why an Aero? You hear some like rustling in the trees, but at first you think it to be like, because you like look over there and you hear it, and it looks like some of these like claws, but then you realize it's just like these scraggly branches raking against each other. You're both like worried because you're getting close to an area known as the Troll Claws. So like that's like in your mind because you're like approaching it. So you're like troll, and you're like, oh wait, no, that's not it. Okay. So you have like a little trouble sleeping because you're just like thinking about trolls.
Love a good troll. Am I particularly afraid of trolls? Like, do I think are trolls? We've come across a troll before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it particularly difficult to defeat?
No.
I mean, but that was like a few levels ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's probably a lot easier even now.
Yeah.
So why would I be afraid of trolls? I'm not afraid of it.
Well, you wouldn't want to like if you're sleeping, they could like mess you up pretty hard. And if you're caught alone, that they regenerate, so it'd be hard to do enough damage just on your own. I mean, you think, Wyatt probably thinks like, nah, it's probably fine. But even with that confidence, the trolls seep into your dreams.
Oh, good.
So y'all wake up, heading down the road. You get to a part of the troll claws, this hilly region. The hills start to become like a lot larger. The trade route kind of passes through this like big hill. Wyatt, Abby, and Aero. You see some more of these like scraggly tree things, but then behind them you can see something moving. And Wyatt, behind these trees, you see some trolls. And then you see over the tops of lots of these other hills a whole bunch more trolls. And they seem like they're all kind of like running towards the party.
I would alert the party. I'd say, buckle up, y'all. Looks like we got some trolls to plunder. And I would point towards the trolls.
Matrim like gets the horse to kind of go a little bit faster, and your carriage starts to go around the carriage in front.
Okay, as we pass the carriage in front, I'll probably yell, "Y'all, the trolls are trying to get us."
Erlen says like, great, and like whips her horse to go faster as well.
So, am I fairly certain that we can outrun the trolls? Like, we won't have to fight them?
Yeah, unless you want to.
Nope, I don't want to fight an army of trolls. That's not on my to-do list today.
You sure you don't want to go on like Reddit or something?
I don't get it.
Fighting trolls.
Oh yes. Okay, stop. Please leave.
You make it past. You see maybe like 12 to 15 trolls start to spill onto the tradeway, but you quickly they're left in the dust. But you get a feeling if you had like slept maybe like an hour longer, they would have been on the party.
Yikes. I guess we avoided plundering some of those trolls, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, so towards the end of the day, you start approaching, you see like a bridge in the distance and like this huge, almost castle-like building to one side of the bridge. And it looks like the bridge has like a big wooden door that's been built in front of it. It looks like a castle, but it's a lot smaller. But it's like castle-style building, very stone, peaked archways.
I mean, Erlen's in front, right?
Yeah.
So I'd probably wait to see what Erlen does.
Yeah, so it looks like the bridge is made of black granite. What you can make out, it looks like there's some sort of animals that are carved into it.
Would I know what that, like, would I know that there are particular, like, tribes associated with that or something?
Just from where you are, because you're still approaching the bridge, you just know that there's some sort of animals on it. Yeah, so when you're approaching, Erlen kind of pulls up the carriage to the sideways to the front gate of this bridge, and it looks like this gate is sort of like haphazardly like built a little bit on top of the bridge, basically, and it's like attached to this this little keep that is built here, and there's some banners that are hanging. I know they're blue and silver. It has it's like a hand holding a sword, and there's kind of like a diamond-y shaped background texture to it. And you see a bunch of, looks like shiny armored, a mix of like humans and dwarves, mostly, sort of milling about. And one of them calls out to Erlen. You see them like tell her to stop, basically. She gets off of the carriage and she goes over to this person.
History check to see what I might connect those banners and those symbols to.
Yeah, this is the Order of the Gauntlet. These are the people that essentially, in your eyes, kind of betrayed the Harpers when it came to fighting at the Well of Dragons. You know that the people that were trying to work to win them over at the time worked pretty hard to try to get their favor, and they just like pulled out at the last second. We're like, nope, we're not going to help.
Do I know the reason?
They just didn't trust that the Cult of the Dragon was that big of a risk to risk like sending a huge army to fight at the Well of Dragons. So they were like, it's a waste of resources to do that.
I bet they feel silly now, don't they?
So it looks like she has like a small argument with this person, goes back to the carriage and starts pulling it around to, because your carriage is still facing like the bridge on the way circling back. You're kind of like facing each other sideways, and she says, "They're not going to let us through. We'll try to get through in the morning when the guard shift changes."
I'll say, why aren't they letting us through?
They say that it's to like protect us. That there's been some UNT attacks north of this area. Yeah, I mean, like, we're fine, but I don't want to reveal to them that we're not just like merchants. Yeah, we're not really in good standing with them being Harpers. So
I'm guessing it probably wouldn't be a good idea to try and intimidate them into letting us through.
I mean, I kind of did a little bit of intimidating there. It kind of blew up in my face, so that's why I kind of suggest we just we'll go back a little bit ways up the road, and just so we're out of sight, we'll camp there until the morning when the guard shift changes. We'll try again.
All right, you're the boss.
So let's we'll turn it around,
And I will follow.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all will go up the road just a little bit, kind of like pull out and around behind like a hill that's over there. So I'm guessing y'all are just kind of chilling till the morning.
Yeah. Yep.
That group of trolls that you ran from, seems like they caught up and they are coming down the road. But they don't see you. It looks like they're just kind of going down the road. But you guys are kind of off the side of the road.
Would it be ridiculous for me to think that if we stayed quiet, they would just pass by us?
You think that there's a chance of that?
Quietly try and get everyone's attention and point towards the trolls.
You see Erlyn kind of like looking like she's like, yeah, good.
Yeah, they can go fuck the bridge up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
She just kind of like crosses her arms and she's like watching.
Love it. Very excited to see this.
It looks like one of the trolls is like lumbering towards like where the party is like hiding behind this hill, but then they get distracted and go back into the group of trolls, and so the trolls start going up to the giant gate that's at the door. So they're going up to that door as well as the paladins that are out guarding the front there, and start attacking them. Some of them kind of run out and try to start attacking the group there, but it seems like they're starting to get a little overrun as they like attack some at first and get pretty confident, and then they realize that they're healing. They're distracted by all these trolls.
I'll look to Erlyn to see how she's responding to this and how she wants to move forward.
She says, yeah, well, if they take on enough of the trolls, we can probably get around them, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit.
I'll say, how do we open the door?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if we can get over there, and then she looks and she sees Kira going up to or you all see Kira kind of like sneaking up behind.
Kira's mushroom lady, right?
Yeah, behind some of these trolls, and she manages to knock one of them out. One of the ones that's like straggling in the back, and she starts climbing up the side of this like the structure where the door is.
Our Lord and Savior Kira, the mushroom lady, I'm proud of her.
And she kind of like disappears behind some railings.
I will be watching intently. The closest I've ever had to a girlfriend has been Kira, so I'm fond of her.
Yeah, so you see the door lifting up a little bit, but then it kind of slams back down. Erlyn says, we should probably head over there, at least with the carriages, so we can get them going to like get under there if she can get that open. And maybe we can help her lift it up or something.
Do you think she needs help?
Seems like she's not opening the door right or something. Maybe she's not strong enough to pull it. I don't know if you need multiple people over there or what.
I'll say, you're sneaky, Aero. Maybe you should lend a hand.
I can try something. Yeah.
You got this. I know you can do it.
I would try to sneak the way that she went.
Yeah, you managed to make it up to the gate and climb up the way that she went. There was just like some nubs and stuff, so it's pretty easy to climb up. You see her on the other side of the railing. She's kind of like holding the drum that like you would pull all these little spokes to pull up the rope that holds the door down. But she can't manage to like pull it up.
I'd ask her if she needs some help.
She says, yeah, that would be great. I'm pretty sure that, once those trolls are done with those paladins down there, they're gonna start to turn their attention elsewhere. So
I go over and start helping her pull the rope.
it starts to lift up a little bit, but then one of the spokes that Kira is like pulling on snaps and it slams back down.
Oh no, that's not good.
We should hurry. And you see one of the trolls has gotten on top of where, like, down the ways to the left of the bridge, like platform that goes on top of this door. They have gotten up there and are coming down towards you.
What should we do about that?
We'll just try again. Hopefully the rest of it doesn't break.
How far away is the party from?
Like 60 feet.
Does
Cool.
the troll notice us?
You're not sure. They seem like they're lumbering towards you, though.
Okay, yeah. I guess I try again, yeah.
Yeah, Kira seems like she's still struggling, but then, like, you kind of, like, put your all into it. It seems like you're kind of, like, lifting all of it. This seems, like, extremely heavy, and you're like, is Kira even fucking helping? But the gate manages to slowly start lifting up, and you see Erlin, like, Kia, the horse in the carriage towards the gate. But it looks like some trolls have, like, turned around. I imagine y'all are doing the same, following her.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So the gate starts lifting up, and you see Erlin's carriage run over a couple trolls, and lose some supplies actually as it kind of like lurches to the side and then back down, running a couple trolls over. Looks like a couple of them are like slashing along the side of the carriage. You see Varen like pull up his legs and he's like, ooh, I just don't want to get caught by these. And so Erlin's carriage makes it under the door and through. So you like pull down really hard and the thing actually like goes like all the way up. Then just as the second carriage goes under, it slams down and squishes a troll in half.
Right.
This nasty oily skin just like kind of flies everywhere and guts and stuff. And then you can hear them kind of like scratching at the side of the gate there. So, and then Kira jumps off the side and lands on top of the first carriage. What do you do?
I would jump after her to the carriage that I am supposed to be on.
All right. Yeah. So you do like this cool like side flip and land like right in the spot you were sitting in before.
Sick.
As you're passing over this bridge and you see some trolls clambering over the other side of the gate. A couple of them fall into the water below as they don't realize that it's like there's like a small area that they can stand on the other side. But then some of them make it onto the bridge, but they're pretty far away now. But you think that this may be an ongoing problem if you don't gain enough ground.